students, welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to learn about signs of trigonometrical ratios. For this I have first taken a fixed point O on the plane surface and through O two mutually perpendicular axes x O x dashed and y O y dashed are taken. Clearly these two axes divides the entire plane surface into four quadrants, first, second, third and fourth along anti-clockwise direction. Now we know that this part is the positive part of x-axis, means OX is positive, OX dashed is negative part of x-axis, OY is positive part of y-axis and OY dashed is negative part of y-axis. Now here a ray OP is considered in such a way that it rotates about O either along anti-clockwise direction or along clockwise direction. Now let us consider OP has rotated in such a way that it forms an angle theta with the positive part of x-axis, means with OX. Now fixed point B is taken on OP and from B a perpendicular is drawn on OX which cuts OX at a fixed point A. Now we will see that for this particular position of OP, that is for OP in the first quadrant, for theta in the first quadrant, how the signs of sin theta, cos theta, etc. changes. So here we get that when theta is in the first quadrant, then OA is positive, AB is positive because it is considered along the positive part of y-axis, and OB, which is the part of this ray OP, is also positive always. So now if we consider sine of angle theta, we know this is equals to perpendicular by hypotenuse, means AB by OB. Now clearly AB positive, OB is also positive. So sine theta will also be positive. And similarly cosec theta will also be the same, means positive in sign. Now if we consider cos theta, we know cos theta equals to adjacent side of the acute angle by hypotenuse. Now OA is positive because OA is considered along the positive part of x-axis. OA is positive and OB is also positive. So obviously cos theta will also be positive. And so sec theta, which is 1 by cos theta, will also be positive. Now if we consider tan theta, means perpendicular by base, then we know perpendicular means AB is positive, base means OA is also positive. So tan theta will also be positive. And so cot theta will also be the same. So here we find all of sine, cos, tan, cosec, sec, cot are positive when theta is in the first quadrant. Now let us consider the ray OP has rotated about O in such a way that it has come to the second quadrant after rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. So this particular angle is theta. Now a fixed point B is taken on this ray OP and from B a perpendicular is drawn which cuts the negative part of x-axis at A. So clearly OA is measured along the negative part of x-axis. So OA is negative in sign. Now AB is positive in sign. Why? Because it is considered along the positive part of y-axis. So AB is positive. And OB is the part of this ray OP. So obviously it will always be positive. Now if we find sin theta for this particular position of OP, then, or better to say for this particular formation of theta, then we will find that sin theta is positive. Why? Because sin theta means perpendicular by hypotenuse, AB is positive and hypotenuse OB is also positive. So sin theta positive and hence cosec theta will also be the same. Now if we consider cos theta, which is base by hypotenuse. So OA by OB. Now look students, OA is negative and OB is positive. So cos theta will be negative here. And so sec theta will also be negative here. Now if we consider tan theta, we know this is equals to perpendicular by base. So AB by OA. Now clearly AB is positive but OA is negative. So positive, negative. It will be negative also. And so cot theta means 1 by tan theta is also negative. So here we find that when the ray OP lies in the second quadrant, then sine theta positive, cosec theta positive, but cos, sec, tan and cot becomes negative. Now let us consider that OP has rotated further about O and it has reached to the third quadrant. Okay. So this is the theta for this particular position of OP. Now look, here B is taken on OP and from B, from this fixed point B, a perpendicular is drawn on this horizontal axis which cuts the negative part of this horizontal axis, means OX dashed at A. So clearly OA is measured along negative part of x-axis, so it is negative. AB is measured along the negative part of y-axis, so it is also negative. But OB is always positive as it is the part of this ray OP. So now if we consider sine theta, which is perpendicular by hypotenuse. So here this perpendicular is negative, hypotenuse is positive. So sine of theta will become negative as a whole. Plus minus is minus always. So obviously cosec theta will also be negative. Now if we consider cos theta, which is base by hypotenuse, means adjacent side by hypotenuse. So base is negative but hypotenuse is positive. So positive negative gives us negative as a whole. And so sec theta is also negative. Now if we consider tangent of angle theta, it is perpendicular by base. Now look students, AB is negative and OA is also negative. So negative gives us positive. So tan theta will be positive. And so cot theta will also be positive. So here we find when OP is in the third quadrant, then sine theta, cosec theta, cos theta, sec theta all are negative, but tan theta and cot theta are positive. Now let us consider the ray OP has again rotated about O and it has reached to the fourth quadrant. So for this particular position of OP, we get this one is theta, right? This one is angle theta. Now again a fixed point B is taken on OP and from B a perpendicular is drawn which cuts the positive part of x-axis at the point A. So clearly OA is measured along positive part of x-axis, so it is positive. AB is measured along negative part of y-axis, so it is negative. And OB we know is always positive. Okay. So here if we consider sine of angle theta, then what will it be? Perpendicular by hypotenuse. Now this one is negative but hypotenuse positive. So positive negative will give us negative sine. And so cosec will also be negative. Okay. Now if we consider cos theta, base by hypotenuse. So OA, OB. Now OA is positive, OB is always positive we know. So positive will give us positive. So sec theta is also positive. Now if we consider tan theta, perpendicular by base we know. Perpendicular base, this one negative, this one positive. Negative positive will give us negative as a whole. And so cot theta will also be negative. So here we find that when OP is in the fourth quadrant, then sine theta, cosec theta becomes negative, cos theta, sec theta becomes positive, but tan theta, cot theta becomes negative. So from this entire discussion, it is clear that in the first quadrant, sine, cos, tan, sec, cosec, cot all are positive. In the second quadrant, only sine theta and 1 by sine theta means cosec theta are positive. In the third quadrant, only tan theta and 1 by tan theta means cot theta are positive. And in the fourth quadrant, only cos theta and 1 by cos theta means sec theta are positive. Others are negative. So this is the all sine tan cos rule of trigonometry. Thank you students.